Falcons, and they called Golden Tate short at the goal line with like 10 seconds left in the game. Kept the Lions out of the playoffs, and also caused Jim Caldwell to lose his job. So that was one of the worst calls I ever seen, man.
Yeah, they had to, because they reviewed it, and if it didn't, the 10-second,
the runoff,
it was awful. Yeah, you're right.
It would have been a 10-6 season, and they ended up 9-7 and missed the playoffs by one game, and the Falcons won the wild card that year.
That's true.
Yeah. Who knows where the Lions would be right now if they had won that game and been in the playoffs? Caldwell would have had maybe another year or two. Maybe Matt Patricia wouldn't have been available.
Right.
When the Lions made a change.
He couldn't say 10-6 wasn't good.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So playoff coach.
I know. Around here, you never know what could happen.
You make it the playoffs, you're not getting fired.
I know.
In Detroit.
Not at all. Nor should you.
Nor should you.
Right. No. Especially that's fine organization. There's no doubt about that. 248-539-9797. Derek and Wyandotte for 97.1 The Ticket. What's going on, Derek?
Hey, gentlemen. I just wanted to get to my grudge. My biggest grudge was when they get to Tom Osborne a national title in 97, 98. Michigan would have clearly destroyed them.
I'm not going to disagree with you. My grudge isn't necessarily with Tom Osborne. It's more with Scott Frost and his mouth after the game.
That's awful. All right, gentlemen, have a great day.
All right, you too. Look, I think you guys will want to destroy. I think destroy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
you didn't destroy Washington State, and I think Nebraska was a better team than Washington State.
Could have been.
Yeah. Stoney and Jansen, 97.1 The Ticket.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff. But still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth partying with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Wednesday the 7th, the Detroit Pistons face the Washington Wizards at Little Caesars Arena. 97.1 The Ticket's Wojo and Rear broadcast live starting at 6. Get your tickets for every home game at Pistons.com. Details at 971theticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
The fear of a winless season is gone. The final call from Dan Miller right here on 97.1 The Ticket yesterday.
First victory of the year on the line. Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, ends it. Yes! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end. Oh, they're rushing the field. They've done it. 3-0 on the clock. This game is over.
The Lions defeat the Minnesota Vikings at Ford Field 29-27, overcoming another possible end-of-game collapse. This, their first win in 364 days. Their record now 1-10-1. Jared Goff ends the game with 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick, and the game-winning touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown to cap a 75-yard drive with no timeouts. The Wolverines obviously hoping for the number 1 seed in the playoff semifinals, but they'll settle for number 2 and a date with the Georgia Bulldogs on New Year's Eve with a chance to punch their ticket into the national championship game. Alabama will face Cincinnati for the earlier game, the committee saying that Bama's no-doubt win over number 1 Georgia is the deciding factor on seeding. As for the other bowl-eligible teams for from the Mitten. Michigan State getting the Peach Bowl against Pittsburgh on December the 30th in Atlanta. The Quick Lane Bowl at Ford Field on the 27th will feature Western Michigan and Nevada in Detroit. Central plays Boise State on the 31st in the Arizona Bowl in Tucson, and Eastern Michigan versus Liberty on the 18th in Mobile for the Lending Tree Bowl. Also in college football, Brent Venables becomes the new head coach at Oklahoma. He was the Clemson defensive coordinator since 2012. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned at 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
97.1 The Ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Allen, the Spider-Man. The band gets a day off. The Lions won a game where it looked like it was going to be the worst loss in Dan Campbell's short history. This could have even been worse than Baltimore because of the decision and all that stuff. But that would have buried the lead. The lead is the Lions won a football game.
They won. Great weekend.
Oh, what a great weekend. Michigan Big Ten champs. Had a great time with the mayor of Ann Arbor, John Jansen.
We had a good time.
We had a great time.
Oh, my goodness. What a weekend. And then the Lions followed suit.
Yes.
With a victory.
Everybody won around here this weekend. The Wings won. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball-wise, Michigan State won. Michigan won. Michigan State, I think.
We got a whole lot of teams going bowling.
Yeah, I kind of disappointed Michigan State's going, but it's still a New Year's 6 game, even though it's not on New Year's Day.
You're disappointed that they're going?
No, I'm going to the Peach Bowl. I wasn't going to go for entertainment purposes. I was hoping they played Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah,
that's what I was hoping for.
I'm not a big fan of the bowl game in Georgia. I don't think especially from a player's perspective, nobody wants to go to Georgia, Atlanta. You want to go somewhere warm, and you're just not going to be that warm in Atlanta. I mean, it's a whole bowl trip.
Well, I mean, how do you think people in Nevada are feeling about coming to Detroit?
Yeah, well, do better.
Okay.
And Michigan State, that's my point. Michigan State did better.
Yeah,
they deserve better.
Right, I know. All right.
So, anyway,
let's a great weekend. Yes, absolutely.
Greg, what? You have an argument?
I'm just like, Georgia, not warm?
Yeah.
We were there. No, in Atlanta in late December.
It's not warm.
It's not. No, it's not. There's no beach near Atlanta. There's no. I mean, you got a Ferris wheel.
I mean, I got just
to do Waffle House.
Pretty far down south.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and you get the College Football Hall of Fame, right? That's good for a couple hours.
Coca-Cola.
No.
It's just
you go bowling, you want to go somewhere nice.
I know, like Eastern Michigan. I mean, they're going to Mobile, Alabama.
I feel bad for Michigan. I feel bad for Michigan State having to deal with the frozen tundra of Atlanta.
Yeah, but you're not getting my point. I'm not saying it's going to snow there.
Here's what John's saying: if you go 10-2 and you are deserving of a very good bowl, that you should be able to comfortably wear shorts.
Yes, shorts, flip flops.
But they've changed all this because of the stadium venues. The Dallas the same as Atlanta. It could be 30 and snow, and it could be 80 and sunny on those dates.
Exactly. You wouldn't be complaining if Michigan was playing the Cotton Bowl instead of the Orange Bowl, would you?
No.
Okay.
No, but that's a different circumstance. It's just not just a bowl game.
All right. How about them Lions?
Yes. 29-27, take it down to Vikings. Not only just a win, a division.
They count double, John. It's a loss for the Vikings.
That's right. It's a loss for the Vikings. Although, when they put the graphic up at the end of the game of who's in the playoffs, who's not in the playoffs, I was thinking, you know what? It might be better if the Vikings won, if there's a chance that the Vikings could get on a roll and possibly take a playoff spot away from the Rams.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
yes.
what I was thinking.
Then the Rams won, and so, yes, the Rams, and then the 49ers lost. So.
Yeah, that did.
Yeah. Anyway, but the Lions, and, we'll hear a lot of the sound later in the show, but it proved a lot of things in the game. Look, Jared Goff can play really well at sometimes and pathetic at other times, okay? This week, he was great in the first half, not so good in the second half, but when it counted, he came through.
He certainly did.
He came through. That's the important thing. Dan Campbell, the players love him. I mean, there's no doubt we'll play the stuff in the locker room later, and he's a great guy, but some of the decisions he makes is still mind-boggling.
4th and 1?
Yeah. Drop that play?
Yeah, at that point of the game, we'll talk about it more as we get into it. I want to celebrate. I want to spend the first segment celebrating.
Right, well,
so
what I'm saying, so you have all that stuff, and then for them to battle back and win that game, and the joy on those players' faces in the locker room and on the field after St. Brown caught the touchdown pass. That's why, you know more than me, that's why you play the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have 14 plays, 75 yards in a minute 50 seconds. Like, if you win a game that way, no matter the circumstances, you're pretty pumped.
Mm-hmm.
If that's your first win and everybody is doubting you, you are 0-10-1 and you've got a minute 50, you're looking at 75 yards with no timeouts. You get that win, that's party time.
Absolutely, and they deserve to be celebrated today. Yeah. Look, the record still stinks. They still have the worst record in the league. We get that, but for 1 week, for 1 day, that was some gutsy crap we saw.
Yeah, saw some guys make some plays.
Yeah,
and I mean, being on the other side, if I was Minnesota, like, why so much cushion? Why'd you let him run into the end zone?
Oh, God, that was unbelievable.
Can you imagine how we would crucify the defense?
Oh, yes.
If that happened here in Detroit,
well,
we have.
We did, yeah. Against Minnesota when they came back and, turnaround's fair play. And Mike Zimmer got burned chasing points early. You know, if he would have just kicked extra points, it would have been a tie problem. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you
saved us from another time?
I know.
How can you rush 3 and then play that coverage?
I know.
Like, to me, they totally should have blitzed.
Oh yeah, like they did on the play before.
Goff couldn't handle it.
Right, the play before, right? Harrison Smith blitzed and he forced an incomplete pass. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
That's for Minnesota radio
Yeah.
to discuss.
Yes.
Mike Zimmer's future. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was great. And Saturday night, I mean, being in that building when Michigan just bitch slap on that Iowa.
Yeah. It was. Iowa is a quality team. Their defense, at least, is a quality defense. Offensively, they really struggle because they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't make the quarterback change earlier, because at least Padilla looked like he could throw the ball.
Well, yeah, for a little while.
Yeah.
And Spencer Petras, their quarterback, was just so inaccurate. So for the entire first half, but a lot of that was due to the fear that I'm sure he must have been feeling, looking at Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo, looking at some of the different styles of blitzes that Mike McDonald, would throw up there at really unique times.
Right.
That was great to watch. And then offensively, your boy, Donovan Edwards.
I saw him do that in high school a few times.
I know, and I said it at halftime. I'm like, if you watched Ron Bellamy a year ago, and you watched the way that he used Donovan Edwards, coaching him in high school, like you shouldn't be surprised by this. And
he did a lot of Wildcat. He did a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think his emergence, I put this in the wide 9 3 to 4 weeks ago. His emergence, especially in the Maryland game, I think it's been key, especially with Corum being hurt.
Yeah.
I think Donovan Edwards is like a very unsung hero for this team right now.
Absolutely. And it was one of that play was great, obviously, but the first touchdown, J.J. McCarthy.
He's got some wheels.
Running down there, and he might not have thrown any blocks, but he was leading interference.
Oh, yeah, got in the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to do is get a speed bump.
If he's not there, that's not a touchdown.
Well, we don't know that to be sure. I mean,
whatever.
But that was
cool as hell.
It was
Starting route
awesome.
763 Park
It's
Avenue.
another sign that this team is so
In
unified.
1.8 miles,
Oh, yeah, it's a
turn
great
left
team.
onto
They love
West
each other.
14 Mile
They're
Road.
willing to do anything individually to help another guy have success, because their success means team success. That light bulb went on in regards to, it doesn't have to be me, it's we, it's us, and the success that they've had throughout the end of this year it's a fun to watch, and they're a fun team.
Yes, and I'm getting a little more sizzle
Yes, you
with
are.
my steak.
Yeah,
It's good.
We started with the steak, and we're letting it sizzle on the grill.
A little bit. I mean, you mentioned McDonald and his packages. Josh Gaddis, divvying up some stuff.
Yeah, it feels like they've added some really good depth to Josh Gaddis' play calling, to what Mike McDonald's, and honestly, Mike McDonald, we're just still learning, because it's his first year being a coordinator, first year that we are getting a chance to see what this defense is like. And as it goes, now he's got two great pass rushers that he's scheming around, which is to great advantage, but he found a scheme that worked for three really good receivers last week a week ago in against Ohio State. And now this week it was, what changes are you going to make at halftime to stop that rollout? And it was bringing somebody off the edge.
Yeah.
Hit him right in the mouth.
And he'll have some time to figure out Georgia's offense, which certainly is not great.
He was there.
Have a good quarter. Oh, yeah, I know. A while ago.
Well, a while ago, but he understands a little bit of the mindset down there.
Yeah, they don't have a dynamic quarterback. I mean, he's good. He's okay. He didn't play well on Saturday. But Georgia's strength is their offensively is their running game. They have really good receivers, but they haven't been able to do anything because their whole combination is screwed up. Where Georgia is good, allegedly, has been good all year until Bryce Young lit him up, is defense. And that's going to be on Michigan. Well, they're going to be able to, fool Georgia's defense like Alabama did.
Yeah, or just get after the quarterback. Yeah. Can't throw the ball from your back.
Damn right. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. TJ Lang will be in here, as he always is on Monday, on the last hour of the program. Heather, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to tell you in my news how you can continue to celebrate the Lions' win into this week, and how you can celebrate with some free food as well.
Oh, beautiful. That's cool. Coming up next, 97.
Hey, is your lease up, or is it coming
At the
due
next
soon?
light,
Southfield
turn left.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram wants to help. During the Big Finish sales event, you can get the John Jansen deal on a new 2022 Compass Limited for only $349. Or you can build your own custom vehicle to take delivery in as little as 3 weeks. Here's how it works. Custom ordering your next vehicle is an easy 3-step process. It's called remote start. First, select your vehicle. Second, the accessories.
At
And
the light,
third,
turn
place
left
your
onto West
custom
14
order
Mile
and wait for it to be
Road.
built.
Then turn
All you
right
gotta do
onto
then is
Inkster
log on to
Road.
southfieldchrysler.com and check on the progress. They'll send you emails. You can find more information at the same place, southfieldchrysler.com, or better yet, stop in at the dealership, see Bill Tim and their entire team over there at Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram to get
At the
started
stop
today.
sign,
Whether you live in
turn right
Birmingham,
onto
Livonia,
Inkster
Dearborn
Road.
Heights, or Detroit, you're just a short driver. Click away from the best car buying experience you're ever going to have. Visit them online at southfieldchrysler.com. That's southfieldchrysler.com. And remember, all roads and all
In
towns lead to
1.4
Southfield Chrysler
miles,
Dodge Jeep
turn
Ram
right
at
onto
11.5
Northwestern
and
Highway.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by T&I Credit Union. Picked up a new problem along 696 eastbound right after M10. That's where any accident is now blocking the right lane and shoulder. Could see a little bit of a slowdown as you head through that area. Skip the high credit card debt this holiday season and pay off your gift list with T&I Credit Union's Holiday Loan. With rates as low as 5.99% and a $100 Amazon gift card at closing, your holiday will be stress-free. T&I Credit Union. Visit ticreditunion.org for more information. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs and overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Score gifts for your entire list with the gift of Twin Peaks. From e-gift cards to hats and merch, we've got you covered. Visit us online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com/shop. That's twinpeaksrestaurant.com/shop.
What's my ETA?
Your estimated time of arrival is 9:17.
I'm late. I'll have to punch it.
Speeding will save you just 1 minute and 36 seconds. It will also increase your risk of a crash, as well as the odds that you will be stopped and issued an expensive speeding ticket.
Yeah, but...
In 1 year, there were 22,000 speeding-related crashes in Michigan, resulting in 200 deaths.
If I had someone in the car with me, I'd drive slower. But it's just me.
This is not a logical response. Though you have no passenger, surrounding cars contain 27 others, including 5 children and 1 Labrador retriever.
How do you know all this stuff?
I know everything, Kevin.
Your risk of a crash increases with every mile you drive over the speed limit. So slow down. Speed enforcement is happening now. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
The NFL's heading into the home stretch, and they're giving us a big Week 13 divisional matchup between the Patriots and Bills, and FanDuel Sportsbook is about to make it even bigger because FanDuel is giving new customers 30-1 odds on either team to win. That means you can win $150 on a $5 bet. FanDuel Sports betting made simple, and they're always hooking you up with great offers like this one. Plus, when you win, you get paid as little as 2 hours. Already, FanDuel user FanDuel's hooking up all customers with $50 when you refer a friend. Plus, your friend will get $50. See for yourself why America's #1 sportsbook app is FanDuel. Just sign up using the promo code Doug for this Monday night matchup. You can win $150 on a $5 bet. Remember, use the promo code Doug so they know that we sent you exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Maximum bonus $150. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Any problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough. And the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. Velvety paper feel, exquisite colors, stunning scale. At Staples, we sweat the details and quality of every print project. Stop by Staples and try our Print Big Promise. We're committed to getting your print job right, to treating your small business like a big deal, and guiding you from start to finish. Get 20% off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends January 1st. Visit staples.com/services/printing for details. Staples, where small business prints big. 500,000 businesses connect using Zoom, a single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. Make better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances. First time, 29-27 over the Vikings. Sunday night football, if it was Kansas City, over Denver, 22-9. Broncos probably looking, they're looking past that game. They have the Lions come to Denver next week. And of course, on Saturday, Michigan wins the Big Ten championship, 42-3 over Iowa. The Final Four was set for the college football playoffs, which we'll get into a little later. It's Alabama #1, Michigan 2. Georgia 3, Cincinnati 4. The Wolverines will be taking on Georgia. New Year's
finally discovered and taken into custody in this building in Detroit. So, from a video call from the inside of Oakland County Jail, they pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, and they face up to 15 years in prison if convicted for the charges.
Yes.
What a wild weekend when it came to that story, right?
Yes.
My gosh.
It's just, I mean, your son did an unspeakable horror, and then you just abandon him and flee? Like, I don't know.
It was wild. Very wild, for sure. Michigan football, they paid tribute to the Oxford victims during their Big Ten title win on Saturday night. We talked about this. They all wore this patch. It had Tate Myers' initials and the number 42, and then it also had the 4 hearts for the 4 victims. And then also at the game, Myers' family was the honorary captains. They took part in the coin toss before kickoff, which was very, very cool way to honor them. But something bigger happened during that game that was very serendipitous, very miraculous, very fitting. I don't know the right word to say, but they ended up scoring 42 points, which obviously matched Myers' jersey number, number 42, which what a cool way to end that game. Very, very, very neat way to honor him and the other victims as well.
It was very cool. It was very cool in the stadium. When people started to realize that it was going to end at a score of 42, it was a special moment, I think, for a lot of people in that stadium. It was a tremendous honor.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then after the Lions win on Sunday, Dan Campbell dedicated the game to all the victims of the shooting as well. And in this emotional speech, he dedicated the game ball to everyone in the Oxford community that was affected by the tragedy.
So, first thing I'm start with, this game ball goes to the whole Oxford community, all those who are affected. And that being said, man, I want us to not forget these names: Madison Baldwin, Madison Juliana, Justin Schilling, Peyton Muir, Evie Arthur, John Shooter, Riley France, Elijah Mueller, Callie Osigi, Aiden Watson, and Molly Darnell, who's a teacher. Those names, for all those, will never be forgotten, and they're in our hearts, in our prayers, and all the families, and not to mention all those that were affected.
Thing to do. And I saw during the game, before the game, they wore T-shirts for Wildcats. They had hats and stuff. Really, really cool.
Without a doubt. You guys, Chris Cuomo has been officially fired from CNN. So the network says that they retained a respected law firm to conduct an independent review of his conduct. And in light of that, and what this law firm found, they say they found further evidence that they felt warranted his firing. And of course, this comes days after he was suspended indefinitely. We talked about that last week, and that came because of his involvement with his brother's sexual harassment scandal. Now, speaking of sexual harassment, Chris Cuomo himself is now being accused of sexual misconduct. This happened in the days leading up to his termination. So on Sunday, there was attorney Deborah Katz who came forward, and she revealed that a woman had retained her and wanted to go public with allegations against this now ex-anchor. And the woman, who's remaining anonymous, says that she was inspired to do so after hearing about his involvement in his brother's own sexual assault scandal. And apparently she is a former junior colleague of Cuomo's from another network. Yep.
Runs in the family.
That's awful, but apparently so.
I know.
Just 10 months after revealing he was battling lung cancer, former Senator Bob Dole passed away on Sunday at the age of 98. According to his wife, he passed away in his sleep. So he was not only a senator from Kansas, but he was also a decorated Army veteran, a U.S. representative, and a candidate for VP and president. He announced back in February that he had been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
You know, Bob Dole was a really good dude. Everybody on both sides, it's amazing. You can have, respected on both sides of the aisle.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
So this time of year, it is the time to start watching some Christmas movies. I've already done so. I've watched some of my favorite. So before I get to the story, what's your favorite Christmas movie? I'll ask John, because I'm guessing Stoney. I don't know, do you get into the Christmas movies, Stoney?
Some of them, I mean, I've watched It's a Wonderful Life like 8,000 times.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Christmas Story. My favorite is White Christmas. Ben Crosby. Yeah. I like a lot of the old classic movies. And it just, there's something about it. And it's a fun movie. Feel good movie.
It is definitely not my favorite. I do love It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great movie, but it's not one that I watch every single holiday season. It's just not one that I can watch over and over and over. My favorites are probably Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Elf. I do like Bad Santa as well. Anyway, there was a big study. Somebody looked at what the most popular Christmas movie is in each state. And in Michigan, they must have come in as tied. There was 3. Elf was on there, which I do love that one. Yep. And then these are newer ones. Last Christmas, I've never seen. I don't know that one. And then the Christmas Chronicles is also newer. I think that one is with Kurt Russell as Santa.
Yes, that one is very good.
And that one is good.
Yeah, it's entertaining. The kids love it. And it's one that you can watch over and over again. Kurt Russell does a really good job.
I do like that one too. There you have it. Overall, the most popular Christmas movie is The Polar Express, which I also agree is a good movie.
It is, yeah.
I'm surprised what Christmas Story wasn't.
Christmas Story, yeah.
It only had one state that picked Christmas Story as their favorite, which was West Virginia.
Oh, what do they know? All right. Maybe they know more than most people. I thought that was going to be the number one in most states. All right. Thank you very much, Heather. All right. Coming up next, Michigan's going to the college football playoff. When? You see this 97 moments.
Everybody, Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Monday Night Football, Buffalo, a 2.5 or 3-point home favorite against New England. Total in this game is 43. Now, we're going to have to check the weather throughout the day on Monday to figure out if the wind's going to be bad. If the wind is not going to be bad and it's just snow or just cold weather, then 43 is way too low for these two teams. So we're going to have to check the weather throughout the day on Monday. As far as the spread is concerned, if the number is under 3, I like Buffalo. So Buffalo minus 2.5 or lower. I like Buffalo. If it's 3 or better, no play on the game for me. So I'm going to have to check the weather for the total at 2.5 or lower. Lay it with Buffalo. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
The basket for a dunk. Move on Corey Joseph. And then Jeremy Grant. It looked like a kill in volleyball. Grant dumps it down to Stewart, who scores. Sounds of the game. Brought to you by Klipsch Premium Audio.
Klipsch Premium Audio. The combination of thoughtful design, constant innovation, and premium materials creates the ultimate listening experience. Your music has never sounded so good. Klipsch. Keepers of the sound.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead with Fidelity Income Planning. We'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and help you build a flexible plan for cash flow designed to last, so you can go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services number NYSE SIPC.
From city streets to back roads, from road warrior to carpooler, there are some things you can always count on, like the reliability, durability, and power of DieHard, America's most trusted auto battery. No matter where your journey takes you, count on DieHard to get you started on the road ahead. Available at your local Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest stores.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Building electric vehicles, establishing greener factories, working with responsibly sourced building materials. At Ford, there are a lot of things that we're proud to be doing for our planet. But we're just as proud to invest in the one thing that makes everything else possible: our community. Whether we're investing $13 million into local community centers, establishing scholarships for high school seniors heading to college, or improving access to quality dental care through Motor City Cares. These are the things we do in service of our hometown. Because even though we build for the future of the planet, it all starts right here with the Motor City. The Ford Motor Company. Built for America. Built Ford proud.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
McNamara gets the snap, looks, throws it backward pass, and now Donovan Edwards throwing deep down the sideline. He's got a receiver wide open. The trick play. It's a house call for Michigan. Touchdown on the Transcontinental. And the Wolverines with Roman Wilson, I believe. Donovan Edwards to Roman Wilson. They go 75 and make it a 13-0 lead.
Center with the assist from Dan North there.
Yes.
What a great play.
And the great thing about the first 3 touchdowns that Michigan scored was that they were on Michigan sidelines, and then in the corner where the band, the student section was.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
By the way, I assume that they showed it where you can see it on the broadcast. I had a great seat. I was like 4th row behind the Michigan coach. Mm-hmm. And during the game, John Jansen was on the sideline.
Yeah.
Doing his thing. Loving it, jumping up with the players during the game and, trying to be respectful. And I think it was late in the 4th quarter. They threw a pass to the side. Out of bounds. John Jansen caught the ball. And Charles Wilson gave him like a hug.
Yeah, we celebrated. We celebrated Big Ten champs.
It was great.
It was perfect.
I'm screaming. You couldn't hear me? Was that,
Oh, man. I was having such a good time. I see the ball coming to me, and I'm like, wait a second here. I'm not moving. It's coming right to me. Better not drop it. Don't drop it. Caught it. There was Charles. Charles turned around, so I caught it. We had a little celebration, and it was so much fun. And then my kids text me. Old man still got it.
It was great.
I should have thrown it.
I
should have found you, Stoney.
I DVR.
It's been our double pass.
Exactly. I would have dropped it.
With that, right? I would have been an errant pass and hit somebody in the head.
Yeah. I DVR'd the game. I'll have to look when I get home.
Yeah. You could see it. I had a bunch of people send me screenshots.
Yeah. But Gus Johnson, Joe Platt had no idea it would be like this, huh?
No.
Stay in the left 3
way
lanes.
from the booth.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a really cool stadium. That was the first time I was there.
It's a great setting. It's a cool stadium from the outside.
Yeah.
It's all brick, and it's got the glass on the end zones, and from the field up, when you look up, you get a chance to look out and see the city. It's a super cool stadium, and just a great event because they had where the university was able to sell their tickets. Those fans had towels on their seats when they got there. So there was a little Michigan towel on one with the Big Ten trophy, and then there was the Hawkeye had the Hawkeye on it with the Big Ten trophy, and everybody was waving their towels. It was just a great environment. They did a terrific job putting on that event. Indianapolis, and I probably have changed my mind.
Oh no! Don't tell me you don't even want it to move.
Oh no, I'm fine with it moving around. I'm just talking about the difference between, because we we had the crosstalk on Friday. We talked about whether it was Chicago or Indianapolis. I'm okay with either. I originally said I like Chicago. Obviously, there's no dome. This one should, if it's going to be in a dome, this is your choice.
It's either here for, it's either Indianapolis, Detroit, or Minnesota, right?
For a dome, yeah. In the Big Ten footprint, which they said it could move around. I hope they keep it there. It was great because the hotels, you could walk right to the hotels. They do have pretty good food.
Yeah.
It was a really good setup. After the game, everybody just walked back to the hotel. There was no buses needed. It was fun.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And then the crowd was, I'd say, 65 to 70% more Michigan.
Yeah.
It seemed that way. And obviously, as the game went on, the Iowa fans were
more quiet.
A little quiet.
Yes.
As they should have been.
Big Ten champs.
And it was a domination. And look, before the season, nobody saw this. When did you think this was a possibility? Now, there are those who are probably going to say, well, not until they beat Ohio State.
That's reasonable.
But to me, what you kind of thought this was different to me was Wisconsin. Because although Wisconsin wasn't great, they were a tough team. Michigan had a bad end of that half, if you remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
They had the lead, right, 13-10.
13-3.
Right.
And then the little bloop kick.
Yes.
Graham Mertz, 3 plays, touchdown.
Yeah, all of a sudden, boom, they're in this game.
Yeah.
And then they ended up in the second half just annihilating them. Mertz got hurt, and you saw a little toughness. And as the season progressed, anytime they had a little adversity, Nebraska, who knows if they win that game, a couple of years ago. Look, Brad Hawkins makes a great play. You can argue whether the play should have been stopped. Whatever. Look, they had the hiccup against Michigan State.
Yep.
Credit to the Spartans for doing that. Michigan had some bad breaks in that as well. So, and then, other games where they struggled and still won. And then the Penn State game, when they fell behind after the strip sack and, defense held up, they had to settle for a field goal, all that stuff. I mean, they came back and win the game. And then, of course, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I saw it early in Wisconsin, but I still was not going to be convinced until what we saw happen a week ago, the Big House against Ohio State.
I think a lot of people would probably say that as well. Ohio State, until they can slay the dragon. We've seen it before, 10 wins in a row, right? You lose to Notre Dame, you rip off 10 wins, and then you get boat raced in Columbus, right? That we've seen that before. But this was different to me, and when they left East Lansing, I wanted to see, was this team going to, here we go again. We just can't get it done. The way that they acted going into that Indiana game, was it their best game? No. Offensive line-wise, I thought it was probably their worst. They had given up sacks in that Indiana game. I had never seen them, give up. And then you go to Penn State, and there were just different things that I think they learned from that Michigan State loss. And it paid off throughout the course of the rest of the season. And part of it was, you're up 16. You give up a lead. All right, Ohio State, you're up 15. How are we going to use those lessons that we learned to make sure that we don't do that in this environment at this time? Penn State, I thought it was different because they were down 3 points, and it was a huge momentum shift. Tied 14-all.
Yeah.
Sack fumble. Defense comes in. Great stop. They force a field goal. Michigan then has to go back out there. They get the ball at the 25-yard line. They're looking 75 yards. You've got 5.5 minutes left. What are you going to do to win this game? And they ripped off 5 runs, as Michigan has done all season long. It's been this offense is generated by getting things done on the ground. And then all of a sudden, Josh Gaddis, this Michigan offense, dials up a play to get somebody in the receiving court, happened to be Eric Hall, wide open.
Yeah.
Crossing route. How many times have we looked at that and gone, God, I wish we could do that?
Yes.
I thought it was the mental toughness in the Penn State game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when later that week, that Wednesday, when I actually said I thought Michigan was going to beat Ohio State. That's when you could tell things were different. And I think it was early in that game, actually. Penn State had a chance to go up 14-0. It only ended up being 3 because, and don't forget, like I've said before, I don't want to blame the Michigan State game on that, but I don't believe the Hutchinson TD should have been overturned. You know what? They got a bad break there in my mind. conversely, they got a great break when James Franklin decided to go for a fake field.
Right.
You know, and they got gifted
Give that
something.
man a 10-year extension.
Exactly, and they caught a break there. Combined that with mental toughness throughout that game, and they set themselves up for a chance to make a big play, and they finally did. And then from that point on, but I still
Turn right onto Washington
it never
Avenue.
hit me
Then
that
turn
this
left
team could
onto Park
potentially
Avenue.
win a national championship until they did it to Ohio State.
Yeah, because you know, look, we look at it so closely, and I've always been in people were in Indianapolis. Do you believe in them now? I always thought they were good. I just never thought they were great.
Yeah.
And they had different guys. And look, obviously, defensively, Hutchinson and Ajabo get all the
Turn
glory,
left onto Park
as
Avenue.
they
Then the
should. But other
destination is on
guys,
your right.
you know, Ozzie Smith and Hinton,
I
even
thought
Chris Jenkins played really well. I mean, guys, because I was worried that teams would be able to run on them because they're so, they're not huge guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not that stout.
I thought in this past week's game,
The destination
one
is
of the
on your
concerns
right.
that I know you had is those 3 guys that you're talking about inside.
Arrived.
Yeah, because of Iowa's center.
Yeah, Tyler Linderbaum is, I think, going to win the Outland Trophy. He is, to me, by far and away the best center. And I told those guys right after I made my reception, I went down and told those guys how well I thought that they played.